He runs out at Kips Bay, which is halfway up Manhattan. After he's lost the Battle of Long Island, he's now abandoning New York, or he's taking a good number of his men up to Harlem. And at Kips Bay, which is sort of midtown on the East River, there's a battle, and we're just being rolled up. And he comes charging onto the battlefield, and his aides are going crazy, and they're grabbing the reins of his horse. He's going to be killed. If he's killed, that's it, right? And then later on at the Battle of Princeton, he does the same thing, and one aide puts his hands over his face thinking, I cannot watch my commander-in-chief be killed. And in the Battle of Monmouth Courthouse in New Jersey, he rides out and just is very present, turns what is a retreat of Continental soldiers and militiamen into steadying their lines and basically holding their own against the the elite of the British Army. And where does that come from? Who does that? How did we do? And from the very beginning, everybody knew you needed a Virginian. The New Englanders, where the war started. The war is a symphony in three movements, right? The New England is the first movement, central states, and then the southern states. And there is a sense early on when, after Lexington and Concord, where we've driven the British back into Boston, and they've got ways to get in, but they can't get out. Besides by ship, that we need a real army. And the army is formed, and it is very obvious from the very start that there can be no other person than George Washington. The New Englanders want a Virginian. It's the most populous. It's the richest state. And they know this person has been around since he's a 22-year-old militia officer who probably fires the first shot in the French and Indian War that starts the global conflict that everyone else on Earth calls the 7 Years' War that will set the stage for the American Revolution. And then he acts bravely in many other situations, and he is denied a commission in the British Army, and he's like, F you, And then and he's a speculator in Native American land that he doesn't own. He wants to sell to new colonists. And when the British put the line of demarcation in 1763 that says you can't go over because we can't afford to protect you, he's now pissed again. And then he's still this voice of reason that arrives in Philadelphia, just poised, and people look to him for leadership. He's very good at picking out, that guy he's got great executive function and great ability to pick subordinates without fear of being overshadowed. One of his great generals, Nathaniel Greene, another great general, Benedict Arnold. And we introduced Benedict Arnold in the opening seconds of our second episode. And it isn't until you're a third of the way through the sixth and last episode that you go, uh-oh.